got another live stream. Please share, subscribe, hit that like button, and let's get to it. Government shutdown, day one. Now, we know at some point that the government was going to shut this thing down. We starting to see a big fallout, and this is just showing you guys how they were to come in to suppress power. So we have a CBS News update with the government shutdown live updates as up to 750,000 federal workers face loss. What to know about the government shutdown? The federal government begins to shut down overnight after Democrats and Republicans failed to come to an agreement to extend government funding ahead to October 1st, 2025 deadline. Now we got to remember, man, when they came, around the time when they made a partial agreement. Now I knew for a fact that they were not going to make no kind of partial agreements because just like they said in that big beautiful bill, Trump decided, cut massive of taxes regarding health care, Medi-Cal and Medicare, and you know, and etc. So now when we see as many as 750,000 government workers could be facing loss, according to the Congressional Budget Office. Now it says they will not be paid until Congress appropriates fundings and the shutdown ends. So it says worker deemed to be essential will stay on the job, although they will also not be paid until Congress reach a funding deal. So it says Republicans and Democrats are blaming each other for the impasse. So it says a House passed a measure that would have extended funding for several weeks failed to win enough votes in the Senate. But the Democrat votes are needed for passage. Most Democrats have said they will only back the bill if Republicans agree to extend expiring health insurance tax credits and have put forth a bill of their own. Both bills fell again in votes on Wednesday, with the GOP bill earning no new Democratic support. Republicans plan to keep holding votes over the coming days to put pressure on their colleagues across the aisle. The White House moved to pause or credit billions of dollars in fundings meant for blue states on the first day of the shutdown, including 18 billions of infrastructure projects in New York and 8 billions in climate-related projects in 16 states that vote for Kamala Harris in 2024. Now it says, according to reports, it said Utah office of tourism says that the state 5 national parks, Capitol, Reef, and Zion will remain open during the government shutdown. It says our priority have been continue to be preserving our parks, maintain the visitor experience, and ensuring Utah communities and businesses that relates on national parks visitations are supported, says Randall, the office manager director. We are engaged in a proactive conversation with public and private partners at all levels offering strategic support to ensure the park remain open, necessary resources. The office says visitors should expect reduced service and reduced staffing at the park during the shutdowns. So it says the Zion National Park is one of the most popular parks in the country with more than 4.9 million visitors in 2024, according to the National Park Service. Visitors to all of Utah national parks contribute about 3.1 billions to the state's economy last year's the tourism office says. Now Jeffrey says he's confident ability to keep the Senate Democrats united against GOP bills. So here we are, y'all, a day one government shutdown. Now, Democrats said they refused to agree on what Trump, agenda is to cut low on, health care. Now let's go.
The shutdown now means hundreds of thousands of federal workers could be furloughed or laid off. In a statement, the White House.
And see, it's going to cause hundreds of thousands. It's going to be, that number is going to be increasing to 750,000 of people without jobs. I want to give a shout out to my sister, Yah. Big shout out to y'all coming in, man. But this is some sad news, y'all. As y'all know, that day one of this government shutdown, man. I tell y'all, man, America can never carve us a future because she don't have a future for herself. See, this is why I told y'all they're on their way out. They're on their way out, and see, this is gonna mean bloodshed. See, this gives anybody to come here to invade us. But like I said, they on their way out, y'all. And they just what they doing. They just speeding the whole process up, y'all. And I was telling y'all, man. I was telling y'all, y'all cannot never rely on your world leaders. Never rely on this U.S. government because I've been saying the government failed you. America failed you, and they show you that they are unable to carve out a future for you. See, this is not America first. This is not America first. You got two arrogant parties. You got they said the Democrat asking for one thing, Republicans asking for one thing. Republicans claiming that the Democrats is they want more money, regarding immigration. And they won't give them the money that they're asking for. So it's like here we are, man. Here we are.
House's Office of Management and Budget said, quote, affected agencies should now execute their plans for an orderly shutdown. Essential services, including the military and air traffic control, will continue operating, but workers' pay will be delayed. This comes as a new poll from the New York Times reveals 65% of Americans said Democrats should not shut down the government if their demands are not met. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
Thank you to Mike Emanuel for breaking that all down for us, and we will have a more in-depth discussion on what all of this means in the 8 a.m. hour here on Live Now from Fox. Right now, we're going to go through some social media reaction here. So this post is from Fox News as they did break this news a bit earlier this morning that the federal government officially entering a partial shutdown. Let's see what else we've got here. If we can scroll through the posts. So once again, the White House now posting Democrats shutdown. They have been posting the past 24 hours or so, this countdown clock on their social media. They've been calling it the Democrat shutdown. And we also do have reaction, though, from the other side of the aisle.
So the Republicans is calling this a Democrat shutdown. So basically, they just putting words in the Democrat. They say this a Democrat shutdown, a partial Democrat shutdown, so they can agree. See, this is about the Democrat until they can agree of what the Republicans want, man, and that's to cut, healthcare. That's to ruin our healthcare, y'all. You're gonna realize people will be paying, and it's gonna get to a point where Medicare will be bankrupt. You're gonna be paying. That's what they on. That's the Republican Party what they on. They want you to have a struggle with your health care, with your Medicare and Medi-Cal. It's sick. It's sick, y'all. Let's go.
This is Senator Elizabeth Warren saying, if things weren't bad enough already, Republicans in control of Congress are.
Right. Like I tell y'all, they having this tantrum, right? They to Trump finally get what he want, but here's the thing: he's getting old. He's deteriorating and he's declining. You know what I mean? And it's like the Republican. Look, when it comes to the House of Representatives, when it comes to Republicans, they own the House. They own the House. One party wants, like the Democrats is asking, for them, let's work on this healthcare issue. Republic, the Republicans, this was like, nah, we got what we got on this beautiful bill. And when it comes to the Republicans, they're decisive. They're not deciding on what the Democrats want. See, Democrats wants to fund so much money on, they say, legal immigration. So here we are.
Shutting down the government. Why? Because Donald Trump opposes making health care more affordable for millions of Americans. We are also hearing from House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries this morning. He's saying after months of making life harder and more expensive, Donald Trump and Republicans have now shut down the federal government because they do not want to protect the health care of the American people. Democrats remain ready to find a bipartisan path forward to reopen the government in a way that lowers costs and addresses the Republican health care crisis. But we need a credible partner. I do believe we also have a post here from House Speaker Mike Johnson. If we can see, if we can pull that up here. We are working on pulling that up for you here on Live Number Fox. But as you can see, we've been getting a lot of reaction in here since this news did break earlier this morning. And there's that post there from Speaker Mike Johnson saying, Democrats have officially voted to close the government. Results, moms and kids now lose WIC nutrition. Veterans lose health care and suicide prevention programs.
Look, the Republicans, we got a lot of racist people. See, I want to say the Republicans are the House of the Representatives. They own the majority of the House. Well, they own the House. They own the House, man. None of these parties care about the American people, man. Y'all about to just realize, man, I've been telling y'all all this time, you're going to realize that your vote don't count. Regardless You vote for a Democrat or Republican. The die is always set, man. We dealing with some very, very ignorant people, man. They don't really have, they don't even have the heart of the American people. Hell, they don't even care about their own people, man. Let it be, you know what I mean? Let that be said. Let it be alone that they don't care about their own people. And you know what I mean? Like, I've been telling y'all, you know, we as a people, as black people, we tried them at it, man. We knew that white folks was not going to be successful. We try y'all at ruling. We try y'all at this. I told y'all what's going to happen. I told you going to get the fallout. And America is going to get bad because she's not going to recover. So now when you see a government shutdown, the question is, how long will the country be shut down? See, ain't nobody asking that. Because I know for a fact what they say, when you get a government shutdown, it's hard to reopen things. It's going to get bad, y'all. It's going to get bad. It's going to get real bad when it comes to, you know what I mean, the climate change. It's going to get real bad. I'm going to say we are facing a 200-year famine. It's going to get bad. When I see how they snatch FEMA, y'all, they snatched $400.6 billion funding. And you know, this gonna bring people, you know what I mean, to have chaos, man. See, I say this to my brothers and sisters, y'all. See, we're not wrestling with flesh and blood, but we're wrestling with the principality, the spiritual, you know what I mean, darkness of this heavenly realm, of the spiritual forces of evil. This is why it says, finally be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. Put on your full armor of God, so that way you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. See, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual forces of evil, this principality of this world. And we see the spiritual forces of evil. See, we're in a spiritual warfare, but not with ourselves, but with the U.S. government, the world leaders, our politicians has sold us out. America has sold us out. America has failed you. Our governments have failed you. Christianity, if you're in that religion, Christianity has failed you, because Christianity, being an American religion, it's like when you go to church, it's like you're in a time zone. You go back to time. You know, and when you in a religion, a Christian, they ought to teach you what's been going on. They don't teach you. They don't teach you what's going on. And this will make us, you know what I mean, raise questions in church, where we are this church going people. And now I know a lot of people, they don't go to church because they don't hear nothing that they should learn. You ought to hear something that you can learn today. What's happening? What's going on in the society world? People going through pain, people fighting depression, people fighting, you know what I mean, diseases. But these things you see is not talking about in your local churches. People going through this anxiety. This is why I say in the midst of time like this, God wants us to cast our anxieties on him because he cares for you. And be alert, the enemy, the devil, he prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. So you got to resist him. See, they are here. See, devil is here to steal, kill, and destroy. Because they don't have enough time. But this whole thing is a population control. They got to get rid of a lot of people. It's too many people here. Yes, it's way too many people here. In their eyes, we can't feed all these people. See. This is why you think the Democrat is asking for some money to help out immigration. But this is and the Republican. This is too many damn people here. You know what I mean? So they're not going on that. So since the Democrat, well, we not going on y'all cutting down these health cares. So basically, you see, here we are. Let's go.
FEMA has shortfalls during hurricane season. Soldiers and TSA agents go unpaid. The only question now, how long will Chuck Schumer let this pain go on for his own selfish reasons? We'll continue to follow these updates here as well, but we are hearing from Secretary Kristi Noem this morning saying our DHS Gov law enforcement officers will continue to work throughout the Democrats' shutdown to make sure our homeland is safe and secure. More than 200,000 of these patriots will go without pay. The Democrats will be forcing over 150,000 officers and nearly 50,000 members of the military, our front line of defense, to continue protecting our nation without pay. So as you can see, both sides here speaking out after this news of the government shutdown. You are taking a live look there at Capitol Hill once again here. An earlier attempt by Senate Republicans to pass a short-term extension of fiscal year 2025 government funding levels, called the Continuing Resolution, that was sunk by Democrats who demanded funding for healthcare subsidies that are expiring under the Affordable Care Act, spiking the cost of insurance premiums nationwide. The bill would have given Congress until November 21st to set fiscal year 2026.
Let me tell y'all something. So when you see a House of Representatives, the Senate is a Republican. It's a House that represent. So whenever the Republicans don't agree on the Democrats, the Senate, they're not going to agree. Because the Senate, you got to get it passed to the Senate in order to go to the Congress. You know, so it's this. See, we're in a time, y'all, where we finna see America's downfall. You about to see savagery in America, man. You're about to start seeing people that's not gonna know how to act, man. I'm telling you. They're only doing this, you guys, is to escalate a war here in America. Start this purge. And like I said, man, I won't put nothing behind this, y'all, that all these other foreign countries laughing at us right now. Oh, America, they shut down. It's like picture, you know what I mean? You in Russia. Russia got these sanctions. Russia economy doing bad. Our economy doing bad too. See, so Trump lies. He lies on the whole thing. He'll tell America doing great. We doing great. You know what I mean? We got the best military, you know what I mean? Military, you know what I mean, in our country. But if you look at it overall, we not so great as we used to be. And I'm just one to just keep it real. Like we not as where we used to be. This is like the Great Depression days. The great, you know what I mean. They had, you know what I mean, back in believe 1970 when they had these inflation highs and times is getting rough. It's getting rough. And they know they only doing it because they know their time is up. They know you see a whole build up here. They know that at some point a prophecy is being fulfilled. They know that, you know what I mean, that these earthquakes is here. It's like they know something is coming. So Satan decided to, you know what I mean, just let's shut this thing down. Let's see how much we can get. They're taking your social security away. You know how much money that's gonna involve that they gonna snatch. You got millions of American people. They taking that away from you. See, the devil only here to steal, kill, and destroy and manipulate. See, when I look at the wicked, they think my brothers and sisters, they can just thwart God's plan. They think they can thwart His purpose until He comes, who right it is to rule. See, never, and I mean never no more will this earth nor the heaven or earth be let out to these non-owners. They showed us. They put this right in your face that they can never be successful. This is how much they showing you that they don't care about you. They don't care about American well-beings. Hell, they don't even care about their own people. And their people is just now starting to find that out. Let's go.
Funding priorities passed the House largely along party lines on September 19th. The Senate is expected to vote on the state bill again today, with more votes come through the rest of the week and into the weekend until either a deal is struck or Democrats give up. I do want to play out some reaction that we did get just a few hours ago here. The latest remarks from the GOP, as well as latest remarks from Democrats as well. Let's head over to the GOP first.
Oh, was it good? I hate it when I miss. There is nothing like the simplicity of a sunset. Right? All right. Well, the Democrat caucus here in town, in the Senate, has chosen to shut down the government over a clean, nonpartisan funding bill. That's right, a clean, nonpartisan funding bill. We didn't ask Democrats to swallow any new Republican policies. We didn't add partisan riders. We simply asked Democrats to extend existing funding levels to allow the Senate to continue the bipartisan appropriations work that we started. And the Senate Democrats said no. Why? Because far-left interest groups and far-left Democrat members wanted a showdown with the president. And so Senate Democrats have sacrificed the American people to Democrats' partisan interests. I hope.
I just want y'all to use your discernment here. You got two hateful groups that can't get along, that can't agree, that can't never decide. That's why when you see America, you know what I mean, you have America politics, man. I want y'all to start seeing because I think white people starting to see that no matter if you vote in the most of these times we are coming into the most serious election because we know neither party that seek the presidency is face a saving life of American people. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all they're not willing to save the life of the American people. No matter you vote for a Democrat or Republican, the die has always been set. America can never, and I mean never can carve out a future for you. She will never become great again.
It will be some comfort for Americans dealing with shuttered government services to know that MoveOn.org and other far left organizations are happy with this vote. Democrats may have chosen to shut down the government tonight, but we can reopen it tomorrow. All it takes is a handful of Democrats to join Republicans to pass the clean, nonpartisan funding bill that's in front of us. And I really hope, that some of them will join us to reopen the government, resume bipartisan appropriations work, and get back to the business of the American people. And I think that's evidenced by the American people would like to have us do. Great irony in this discussion tonight that the Democrat.
For nearly 50 years, Harbor Freight has been a reliable source for the widest variety of tools.
But I think it's where the majority of the American people are. They don't want all the sideshows. They don't want hostage taking. They want their elected representatives to get down and do the work that they sent us here to do. Part of that is getting this appropriations process back on track, something that we should have done a long time ago. So I'm going to hand it over to the whip, Senator Barrasso, and then
Well, the radical wing of the Democrat Party demanded that Chuck Schumer shut down the government, and he did that today. What that radical wing had told him to do was work with them through his war room. He had a war room going for the last 8 weeks to orchestrate the shutdown. But the cracks in the Democrats are already showing. When we had a vote on our proposal to keep the government open.
You see, I was telling y'all, man, don't point the finger at black people as this is our fault. I told y'all to think because this been a serious election, and ever since y'all cast your vote, you know what I mean, the dice had always been set. See, America can't give you a future. Hell, she can't even give her own people a future. She came and dig herself out of the destruction that is coming on her land. It's like she trying to wave herself, wave herself out of this situation. I'm telling y'all what they finna do is snatch everything and trying to get on and trying to pack up. And leave us behind. Y'all better start thinking using your discernment here, man. When they snatching Social Security away, when they finna make Medi-Cal expensive for you and they finna make a way where they finna get every benefit. I'm telling y'all, man. Something big is finna approach this earth, man, because the wicked, they cannot perceive. Let's go.
Open the clean CR. Right before the recess, we had one Democrat vote. Tonight, we had 3. So the cracks are beginning to show there is bipartisan support for keeping the government open, in spite of the fact that Chuck Schumer is forcing a government shutdown, regardless of the cost, regardless of the consequences to the American people. This truly is a Democrat-owned, Chuck Schumer-owned shutdown. There's no negotiation. It's a shakedown when he asks for.
You see, the Republicans, they keep blaming the government. They're gonna drag this because you know what I mean. If Trump don't get what he want, they're gonna continue to drag this. They are the House of Representatives, man. The Democrat, look, man. What can they do to keep you know what I mean, the government open? All they doing is trying to fight that. Now we actually in disagreeing with this, you know what I mean, with this healthcare cut. So we get two ignorant parties, man. So this is the game they playing on American people, man. This is why I tell people, man, we need to just go and get ourselves up out of here, man. This is this ain't got nothing to do with us having problem with some you know what I mean, cated people. They don't know how to get along with it, you know what I mean, with their own kind. It's just sad to see, you know what I mean, their behavior, both sides' behaviors, man. It's sad, man. This thing is finna get ugly.
$1 trillion for 4 weeks. It's absurd. We're happy to see that the Democrats are already starting to break from him, and we're going to continue to offer a clean CR on the floor of the Senate to open the government for the next 7 weeks, which is what this calls for. So how is it that the Democrats can pass 13 continuing resolutions during the Biden administration, and now they are all voting no? Well, actually, we picked up 3, but Senator Schumer is having his caucus vote no on this CR. 13 times, 96% of the Democrats, they're passing CRs during the Biden administration, and now they can't vote for a clean CR? I mean, what's going on with that, right? And, you know, Senator Schumer says, oh, well, because there's no Democrat priorities in it. Well, there's no Republican priorities in it. It's a clean CR. So,
And you know what I mean. I've been having a problem with YouTube because there've been a lot of YouTubers said that YouTube do not send out the notification, and it's the sad thing is this is the day that my views supposed to be already on. So they doing something. They tampering with my views. I know that you know what I mean. It been lately over the past, you know what I mean, weeks, man. I want to say that, yeah, man. You know what I mean, cause I know the days when I'm supposed to have my lives for my viewers. You know what I mean, from 6 to 3. So they've been like really playing with my life, man. I guess you know what I mean. The topic can be very, you know what I mean, sketchy. You know what I mean. But the truth is, it's the truth, y'all, man. You know what I mean. I've been getting demonetized, but like I said, they don't want this kind of stuff to get out, man. They don't want to talk about, you know what I mean, the U.S. government. They don't want you to talk about what's going on with these people, man. You know what I mean? It's sad, man. It's a sick society world we living in, man. And you know what? This is why God raised. This is why He raised. You know what I mean? His messengers, servants. See. I want to say this to you. Only a few is chosen. Only a few gonna be selected. Only a few gonna be invited for an invitation. Many can be chosen, but only a few is chosen. Only a few is selected. Only a few that's gonna be invited for his invitation. Now a lot of people gonna be chosen, man. Only a few going to get, you know what I mean, get their hands dirty, get down to business. It's going to tell you what y'all need to know, what's to come. So I've been saying up to this time, our people we didn't believe lies that was told to us. So that's why whenever God sent a powerful illusion for us to continue to believe lies so we could stay lied on, you know what I mean? They could continue to fabricate lies and continue to have you believe these things that you heard. When we seeing right now that America can't even promise you a future here. Because she can't promise one herself. It's like they on their way out. I can smell something that's stinking, man. Something that they thieves. They don't, you know, they in charge of everything. They in charge of the paper. And you know, God knows that their hearts is not right. See, the Most High knows that their hearts is not right. And he's got to take care. He got to take care of this. Because this has been too much. You know what I mean? We seen that being a mess that they can't clean. Let's go.
So, I mean, that's a false premise right off the top, and I hope you're asking him, wait, how does that make any sense? Final point I'd make is this. Time on appropriations. Our leader Thune, is bringing the appropriations bills to the floor. We passed 3 of them already with big bipartisan majorities. He's ready to bring more appropriation bills to the floor. That's called regular order. That's how we're supposed to do things around here. So what do the Democrats have? What does Senator Schumer have against regular order where all 100 senators are involved in passing appropriations bills? Because that's what this clean CR sets up. Every single senator should be saying to Senator Schumer, hey, what's the deal? Let's get these appropriation bills to the floor. Let's have regular order. Let's pass them. Both Republicans and Democrats should be asking for that because that's what serves the American people. Senator Marino.
As you know, I'm new to this place, new to politics, been here 8 months. This is no way to run the federal government. I think it's grossly irresponsible for Chuck Schumer to say, hey, we're going to shut down the government because we can't get our way. We can't get our way and allow Republicans to continue to negotiate on a bipartisan basis.
Look, none of these fuckers can get their way. I'm just tired of hearing the BS. The truth of the matter is, none of these parties can have their way. Trump got a big, beautiful bill cutting down, you know what I mean, health care, Medicare, cutting down some things that we don't even know what's all in this bill. But it's gonna affect us. We feeling domino effect. I've been telling y'all, we already in these reception times, man. It's like they playing with us, man.
Basis to actually fund the government the right way, and he's afraid. I think he's afraid that we would actually have passed 12 appropriations bills and gotten a budget across the finish line, and then had to admit that Republicans actually govern this country. So instead, it reminds me of my 4-year-old granddaughter when she gets mad, when she kicks the sand and leaves the sandbox, and can't have their way. It's ridiculous. The good news is this is a
You got two parties. These people can't act like a grown adult. It's like kids, man. And see, we like the American people. We got some grown ass adults. Both parties can't decide, man. And Trump been pushing this. I'm telling you, man, they don't like this agenda that Trump is pushing. I don't like it either. So if I was the Democrat, I'll stand straight on business. That's what the Democrats is doing, standing on business. They stand on business, man. Since we don't like it, shit, let this shit be shut down. We're gonna stand on business, man. We're gonna tell the American, and I'm on the Democrat side. We're gonna simply tell the American people what's going on. Yeah, we're gonna tell them we don't like what's going on. We don't like what we see.
Partisan Yarna, 3 Democrats have voted with us in complete unity. We need 5 more to wake up tomorrow morning and go, this is just stupid. Because I think most normal Americans would look and they go, why are you putting the American people? So there's 5 Democrats have the power tomorrow to reopen the government, and I hope they're listening, and I hope they have the courage to actually do it. And I want to thank our leadership for doing a great job and making this process get to this point of complete Republican unity for the most part, and bringing 3 Democrats along the way. So thank you.
Marino, a couple quick questions. With Senator Schumer, now that this is shut down, or are you just going to put the bill on the floor and just make them vote it down time and time again? Will you be?
If the Senator Leader Schumer wants to sit down and have a conversation, he knows where I am. We're right here. I see him on the floor. I stand 6 feet away from him. But we are going to give him additional opportunities to vote on this, on keeping it open. Yeah.
Obviously, starting to see cracks in Democrats. Are you having any discussions with members, maybe very quietly, to try to get more Democrats onto your side?
There are some conversations. There are Democrats who are very unhappy with the situation that they're in. And what we're saying is that we need, as I think was pointed out here, another 5. We need 8 total. It'd be nice to have a lot more than that, but until there's sort of that critical mass of people who don't want to condone the hostage taking that their leadership has endorsed and deployed, we probably going to be ready to have a conversation. But hopefully that'll happen. This is unnecessary, avoidable, and just so uncalled for. And so I hope that we can find a path.
Is your goal to continue to hold these votes to try to kill off additional Democrats, because you got 2 new ones tonight?
Right, and I think there, as I said, there are others out there, I think, who don't want to shut down the government, but are being put in a position by their leadership that ought to make all of them very uncomfortable. So we'll see. I mean, I think that tonight was evidence that there is some movement there, and we'll allow our Democrat colleagues to have additional opportunities to vote on whether or not to keep the government open, or in the case of tomorrow now, probably to open it back up.
You just said that you're open to working with Democrats on Affordable Care Act, something that's due expire at the end of this year and could hurt millions of Americans. But are your counterparts in the House?
Well, it's probably a question for the House. I would rather have you hear directly from him. I think everybody realizes that, and frankly, the Democrats put us in this position. The expiration date was created by them. This was supposed to be COVID related. These are expanded Obamacare tax credits. And frankly, they're not tax credits really at all. For the most part, they're direct subsidies to insurance companies. So it needs to be reformed. And if there are Democrats out there who will recognize it needs to be reformed and are willing to work with us, I can't take the temperature for the House. But obviously, there are a lot of our colleagues in both the House and Senate who recognize that COVID no longer exists. This program that if we did what the Democrats want to do, which is to extend it permanently, is a $365 billion score. So anything is.
I'm telling y'all something, man. They could even come with a partial agreement. You remember last around this time, there was a partial agreement. I knew the moment that they were gonna go right back into this drawing board again. I knew they weren't gonna pass anything. So you gotta understand, when the government shut down. See, they said that. Now Republicans are saying that, well, you know what I mean. It's the Democrat that, you know what I mean, shut things down. But I'm thinking, like, the Democrat is not. See. When you look at the House of Representatives, the dominant party is the Republican parties. So when it comes to a government shutdown, we see it's the Republicans. It's up to them. They have the power in the House. The last time I checked, Democrats they don't have no say so. You know, I told y'all it's all behind that one big beautiful bill. Trump is not let no one, I mean no one, get between that. And here we are, man. Here we are. See, it's totally up to them to make good this day. And when I see that, look, these storms is finna come. Yes, these storms, y'all may not hear me, but these storms is coming. And these storms, see, there's a lube before the storm. And the storms can be laid every hour and day that it can be laid. It's entirely up to them to make good this day. It's up to them to make good this day. They got to make good this day. They have to make ends meet. Let's go.
It's going to be done. It's going to have to be done with significant reforms. And but like I said, we are willing to have that conversation. Three Democrats, at least three, who voted in favor of the bill tonight. Is that a result of some of your conversations? And when you have these conversations with the other side, are you talking to them about trying to help cover some of these subsidies or defray the cost of Obama? There are conversations going on a regular basis with which I'm familiar, and some of which I'm a party to. But we have a number of our colleagues who are being approached by their Democrat colleagues who are interested in getting out of this pickle that their leader has put them in. This is an unfortunate circumstance, and the only the only real victim here is the American people. This is so unnecessary and uncalled for. So hopefully it'll come to sense. Talk to change things from last vote a week and a half ago to the vote today. I think that there is a recognition that the strategy that the Democrat leadership is employing here is the wrong one, which is I think what's changed the vote between then and now. But we'll see where it goes. I mean, we're going to have some more votes, and we'll see where the Democrats come down. I hope we have enough to change their minds that we can get this government open and responsive to the American people. Are you open to changing the bill? We need to keep the government open. We can talk about whatever else they want to talk about after that. Thanks, guys.
And those were the latest comments from Republicans there late last night, really just moments before the shutdown took effect there. We're going to step away for a break on Live Now from Fox. When we come back, we are going to play out the Democrats as they also held a press conference. We'll be right back. Residential apartment.
Protect and support all our community. And with that, I thank you and thank you for being here today.
We're listening there to Maryland officials as they're talking about the. And that's fine for the Democrats.
From November and vote yes to keep the government open. We are here ready to get the job done. Schumer needs to end his shutdown and finally join with us, and let's start real negotiations without holding the American people hostage. With that, I want to bring up my friend, the whip of the Senate, Whip Rasso.
Well, today we're in the middle of the Schumer shutdown. The Democrats have caved in to the radical wing of the Democrat Party. Caved in completely. Abandoned the American people in the process. And why? Well, one of the reasons is Chuck Schumer wants to try to prove to somebody that he's more liberal than AOC. Yesterday in the Senate floor, the cracks started to appear in the Democrat base. 3 Democrats voted with the Republicans to prevent a shutdown. And why? Because they know the American people are hurt when the government shuts down. We hurt our military, who may be without pay. We hurt our veterans, who may not get health care. Today, the Senate is going to vote again and give the Democrats an opportunity to open the government by passing the continuing resolution, to give us 7 weeks to do the appropriations process, to get the government open again. That's what the American people want. It's what the American people deserve. And today we'll see how many Democrats vote with us to end the Schumer shutdown. And now the whip of the House of Representatives, Tom Emmer.
A government shutdown serves no one. Government shutdowns unleash chaos on federal workers, delay pay for service members, and weaken our position on the global stage. To hold these people, we'll continue to work together with our House counterparts, with the President.
All day long.
All the things that people rely upon. FEMA. How many of you know we're in the middle of hurricane season? There's 2 off the coast of the U.S. right now. They have stalled the work of FEMA, and they have prevented people from renewing or getting new flood insurance programs right now in the middle of this. It's dangerous, it is destructive, and it's unconscionable to us that Chuck Schumer should do this and would do this for his personal political reasons. How long? Every single American needs to ask that question. Thanks for being here this morning.
We were hearing from congressional GOP leadership talking about the government shutdown, the leadership pointing the finger squarely at Senator Chuck Schumer, saying that the ball is in his court, and the Democrats in the Senate could easily pass this legislation avoiding a federal shutdown. And speaking of Democrats, this is a live look right here. This is an event that is set to get underway in just about 45 minutes when we're expecting to hear from the House Democratic Caucus leaders. That is when they are going to be providing their response to the government shutdown. So you can see a microphone check right there as we are expecting this in just about 45 minutes time. I also wanted to share this live look with you. This is a live look at the White House coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That is when the White House will be holding their press briefing. No doubt the federal government shutdown will be front and center in that. And hey, look, now that we have a change, we see Nancy Pelosi speaking. Let's listen in.
I think Hakeem has been right on in terms of it. I wish more people would be aware of it. You're the ambassadors to the public, so hopefully you will cover his greatness and all this.
Do you remember, Meredith, there was a thought from the Republicans that AOC is directing this, and she said that senators are welcome to go to her office directly. Is she driving that?
Why are you saying such a ridiculous thing?
I'm just quoting what AOC said. She said go to her office directly. Do you think there's any credibility to that?
She's not directing this. She's wonderful. She's a real team player and the rest of that. You started by saying Republicans say that she's directing this. She is not. Hakeem Jeffries is. And this takes a lot of experience, a lot of unity from the caucus in terms of the point of view. And that's what this is. She's an articulate spokesperson for her point of view. Hakeem Jeffries is the
Do you have confidence that Senate Democrats will hold?
All right, so we do see that the federal government shutdown count up clock has now changed to another interview. So we're going to pivot to that, raising the audio as lawmakers are continuing to respond.
We got to get this fixed. One of the things, that I'm surprised has not been put into the negotiations already as well is devastation taking place across the Midwest due to the Trump tariffs in terms of farmers. The farmers are going to need a major relief legislation. The president's promising that. He can't do that arbitrarily. I actually think maybe there ought to be an ability, because the farmers are, soybean farmers, particularly in the Midwest, are getting crushed. The notion of, could you include both farm aid and the health care premiums right now and get this both off the table, get the government reopened? But that starts with conversations, and I'd like to see, I do.
Let me tell you why they're gonna have a struggle with the government gonna reopen things, man. Because look, man, a lot of things that Trump is trying to he's trying to dehumanize American people, man. He's trying to look, man. I agree with the Democrats when it comes to our health care and stuff. They trying to make us. They just trying to cut out middle class people. Period. So you gotta ask, what do the future hold for middle class people? Especially, what I mean, if you rich, the rich people will feel the effect. Especially when it comes to your Medicare, your Medi-Cal. I'm telling you, when they raising that up, y'all, look, man, they pulling Social Security away. Come on, all this is for a reason, for a purpose. What they doing? These people time is up, man. And Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. That's what they showing you. They taking all these funds. They don't care about FEMA. They don't care about that FEMA funding bill. That bill was of 4.6 million to help millions of Americans regarding natural disaster, climate. See, look at you. You got a infrastructure. That's up to $18 billion. You gotta probably say where all that money, is being used on. Now they starting to pocket this because they know something big is coming here. Satan is coming to steal. I'm telling y'all, they coming to steal, man. And it's like we had no choice to just sit here and let them do it, man. Because they control the paper. They control everything. They about to take, man. They about to look, y'all. You know what I mean? If y'all ain't looking at this, for all they care, man, they don't care. They leave us here. Elon Musk flying on some moon, and they ready to pack. They ready to pack up things. They want to pack up. They actually want to pack things up, y'all. They ready to just get ready to pack up this. You ready to leave? They will just leave us down here. That's how much I'm trying to get y'all to understand. They don't really care about. They don't really care about us.
I wish the president had engaged with the leadership a little bit earlier. I think that would have been a heck of a lot smarter. I wish we pushed that earlier. We'll see.
You've been through these before. You represent, as perhaps more federal workers than anyone of your colleagues. I mean, when your constituents talk to you about this, I mean, how nervous are they to think that it could last a long time?
Yeah, I've actually been surprised at the fact that federal workers have felt so, using Russ Vogel's term, terrorized by this administration, that they may be the strongest group yet saying, you got to push back. Now, the question will become, will they have that same view 3 weeks from now? I don't know. But I know that I've been very, very surprised at folks because they have felt they've been under such assault for the last 8 months. They feel like they've been through it day in and day out shutdown process virtually since Trump was reinaugurated, and they have seen the destruction of in many ways of the purposes of their agencies. I mean, these are folks that do public service, and again, we've seen the president and so many people in his industry just denigrate these workers day in, day out. I think the federal workers I've heard from would have been pretty damn upset if we simply said this is normal and gone along. Now again, but the question will be in 3 weeks. I don't know.
But could blocking this make the crisis worse in your state?
I'll tell you this: continuing for federal workers, for anybody that thinks continuing to simply say, "Oh, this is normal. Let's just keep on rolling." Obviously, folks, you must not have talked to the federal workers because that's not what I've heard.
So are you concerned about the power that this has given the Trump administration?
So it's not dissimilar to the lie that's been put out for the administration, for example, around the fact that this is just because, you want to make sure undocumented people get health care. Vote.
The all-electric, all-quiet Subaru Solterra. Dog tested, dog approved.
What the administration says. I mean, I think that's, and I wish, this is not a kind of a Me Tooism. I just wish folks would state, if I'm wrong, call me out on that. And the question as well is, there is no enhanced power given to the president during a shutdown. Now, if the president administration wants to, again, break the law as they consistently have, for example, in shutting down federal departments without congressional approval, if they want to, I spend a lot of time looking at what's happening, undermining our intelligence community. The record of kind of disregarding Congress or disregarding the law has been unprecedented. Will there be more of that during a shutdown? Who knows? Still, it's illegal.
So do you think a lot of what Russ Vought is proposing that he wants to do you think that a lot of that is illegal?
Yes.
And it's all going to be taken to
Yes.
court?
Well, yes, I think. Well, again, it's not. It's those of us been around here for a while. This was not even the way that Trump went through. Trump won. I disagreed with the people that I engaged with, for the most part, were professional. That's not the case in Trump too. So we're in untested grounds. But one of the things that has again disappointed me, there have been so many times that we've kind of blown through laws, blown through norms. I go back to my domain, exposed classified information willy-nilly, and nobody has said enough already. And what I worry about is